goes from here.
Yeah, Bisping's okay, you know. No, he's got a good sports arm. It's the Dan and Dana show. Here we go. What did you ask me again? Oh, where's Bisping go from here? Bisping's going to fight, in possibly the next fight in the UK. And I don't know who's playing the deal. We have some ideas, so I won't say until I get the deal done.
Is that UK 105?
I don't know.
And then next for Dan, Dana said your post-fight comments were a joke. I was wondering if you wanted to comment on them.
Yeah, it was, I think you're referring to when I said I'd like to shut his mouth a little bit the last punch. But, when you're in the heat of the moment, the ref hadn't stopped me yet. Who knows what's going to happen, if he's going to recover, if they're going to stop the fight. And I really only hit him twice, once on my feet, once on the ground. I didn't keep going. I didn't go after the ref trying to stop me. Nothing like that. And it was just a reaction of mine to keep going until I was stopped. And it didn't feel good then.
Dana, it seems like you spoke to both Dan and Brock afterwards about some of the things that happened after the fights ended. Where's the line for you? I mean, understanding that it's a very emotional sport, and guys aren't always going to love each other. They don't love each other in any other sport either all the time.
Right.
Where's that line for you that's okay versus not okay?
Well, the line is, listen, I know all these guys, and I know who these guys are. Even Brock, as brash and as, over the top as he is, he's a good guy. And if he wasn't, I'd tell you here, right to your faces, that he isn't a good guy. But he is. And, and so is he, most of the time. Sportsmanship, it's about conducting yourself as a professional and showing some sportsmanship, because, I know he's not that kind of guy. And there was a lot of emotion in that fight between the crowd and him. These guys have been competing with each other for 6 weeks in the house. They don't like each other, and I asked him about it, and he said to me, I was joking. I went in, I hit him again to make sure, I went after him, the ref stopped me. That's what he told me after the fight, and that's the truth.
Hey Dana, considering UFC 100, sort of a bridge of the gap from the old days to the new days, it seems simple, but is it almost appropriate that you have a guy like Coleman win and then a crossover guy like Lesnar win your main event?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think a lot of people, counted Coleman out. I think the commission, back when we were doing the commission, was even like, should this guy be fighting? He comes out, and has that tough fight he had with Shogun, who just beat Chuck Liddell by knockout, and comes out and beats Stephen Bonner. Coleman's unbelievable. He really is. He really is tough.
Hey, Dana, over here. Sort of along the lines of that last question. Last real heel, used pro wrestling lingo, was Tito Ortiz. Made a lot of money for the company.
Yeah.
Brock was getting, an all-time heel reaction out there before the match, after the match. So, as a promoter, I mean, that's a license to print money.
Yeah,
people will pay to see the heel.
Now, here's the thing, though. All the stuff that happened with Tito Ortiz was real. Tito became a heel because the stuff that was going on behind the scenes was real. It was all real stuff. We didn't like each other. It was going back and forth. He refused to fight Chuck Liddell. When Chuck Liddell stepped aside and let Ken Shamrock take that fight, etc. So that was all real. What he's doing out there tonight was not real. And that's what I'm telling him. You don't have to act like somebody that you're not. This isn't the WWE. You're an amazing athlete. What you've accomplished is phenomenal. Let that speak for itself,
So you'd prefer that, he made...
No, I prefer him to be whoever he really is. I don't tell these guys to be anybody. And I'm not trying to get somebody to act all crazy so that, we think we're going to do more pay-per-views. That's not really what the sport's all about. Never, ever have I ever gone to anybody and said, hey, get out there and act crazy and let's hype this thing up. It's not what we do. That's not the business that I'm in. I'm in the fight business. And we take real guys who have, guys, you know, they come from all different backgrounds, and they fight, and the personality shows either, you know, in their interviews and winning and losing, and the emotion of winning and losing, or in their fight style. You know, Brock's talented. He's accomplished something that nobody's ever accomplished. And I said, let that speak for you, not that crazy shit he's on.
Dana, to your right, could you give us an assessment of what you thought of Akiyama's performance, and if that kind of helped you guys at all building Korea, Japan, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great fight, and it was fight of the night. Those guys both got $100,000 each for winning that. But you won knockout on that too, by the way. So, you know, I thought it was a great fight. I wasn't 100% sure of the decision, you know what I mean? But I think it was a tough fight to score too.
I'm sorry, as far as his
level,
level, yeah, as far as his level goes, is he towards the top of the division, still needs a few more fights?
yeah, he needs some fights, definitely.
Hey, Dan, can you talk a little bit about the scuffle on the sidelines there with Rashad and Rampage?
Yeah, I'm telling you, for those of you that don't know, Rashad came over, Rampage came over to say hi to us. It was next to Rashad, and those two almost got into it tonight. I've been living with that for 6 weeks, okay? Anytime these guys got within 2 inches of each other at the show, it's bad. They really don't like each other, and these two really want to fight. When season 10's over, if this isn't the most anticipated fight ever, I'm telling you, I won't believe it. Season 10 is probably the best television we've ever done. It's crazy. Not only with the coaches, but what happened with the fighters. And I'm not talking guys pissing each other's fruit. I'm talking like real stuff that happened, good stuff. Okay.
Question for Dana. Previously, you guys tried to sign Fedor. Are you confident that you can get him this next time?
I've done deals with all the best fighters all over the world, you know, like guys from the WWE, and you know, eventually we're gonna end up doing a deal with Fedor. You know, I'm into bringing all the best fighters in the world and having them fight, and we'll get it done.
Question for Dan. If you end up with Anderson again, how do you see that fight going? What would you do differently the second time?
I'd win. In a couple words, I'd win the next time. You know, I just felt that my game plan was there. My body was just a little bit flat. Whether it was physically or mentally, I just wasn't there that night. And that's the main reason why I wanted that fight again. That and the belt that he has. And after watching his last 2 fights, it makes me want to do more.
Dana,